Okay, hey guys, good evening. This is Angelo Christian coming to get back in touch with you, talking about the pre-approval. And last we left off on the best practices, do's and don'ts when you're pre-approving somebody. And I want to extend on that a little bit, talk to you about when you get pre-approved with us, you're actually going to receive something that's called a pre-approval certificate. It looks like this. It's going to come out to you in your email, and it's going to show that you've been pre-approved for the loan. And basically it's going to show, what you've been qualified for. It's a certificate. It gives you the authorization to put an offer and contract on a home, shows the program that you're qualified for, and any pending items that are needed for your loan approval. And basically you're going to take this with your realtor to put the offer on the home. So this is kind of like when you try to get into Walt Disney World, you need the ticket to get in. This is the ticket to buy the house, and that's exactly what a pre-approval letter is. So you're going to get that in your email, and you're also going to get something called a home loan process. And that looks like this right here, and it's basically just outlining the home loan process from beginning to end. And so right now, you've contacted me as the loan officer, and we get you pre-approved. We verify your income, we verify your credit, to determine what programs do you qualify for, what benefits, what incentives. From there, we issue the pre-approval letter, connect you with the realtor, and then you go out there to start shopping for a house. At this juncture, you're going to start gathering in your pertinent documentation like we talked about before, that you must have these items in prior to going under contract, like your W-2s, your tax returns, your pay stubs, your bank statements, any letters of explanation for any items that we're needing, and any other specific items that are related to your loan that your loan officer told you that you would need. And so, like I was mentioning, before you actually put the contract on the house or you put an offer, we have all this information in, okay? And so from there, once you put the offer on the house and your offer is accepted from the seller, you actually put up earnest money on the property to secure the property and take it off the market. And that's good faith money. It's a deposit, and that basically shows your sincerity, your interest in purchasing the home. All right. And so once that happens, then we'll prepare our loan package for you to sign via DocuSign. And so electronic loan package is an application. It's not a contract. And you would sign that and then send that back to us. Then we order an appraisal on the home. You'll actually have an inspection done on the house to ensure that the property meets all of the integrity requirements, like with the electrical, the framing, the plumbing, and all of those good things. And the appraiser will actually come out there to determine the value of the home, to make sure the home meets the value that you're paying for the house. And then at the same time, we're working with the real estate attorney to transfer the title into your name. So there's multiple things that are going on right now to make sure that we meet that closing time frame, whether it's 30 days or 45 days or whatever that time frame is. So literally over 20 different departments working on your loan to make sure that it gets closed on time. You never see that because it's on the back end. So, you're getting your homeowner's insurance quote. We're verifying all of your information. We're packaging up the loan to submit to the underwriter so they can verify everything. And so the underwriter is basically like the risk manager, checking to make sure that everything is compliant on your loan and that it meets the, either FHA or USDA or whatever program that you're doing, it meets those requirements. And so the underwriter reviews everything to determine the approval, and then they're going to issue a conditional approval letter, and that shows that the loan's been reviewed, it's been approved, and there's going to be conditions that you have to satisfy. And then the loan processor that's working on your loan will give you a call to get those conditions cleared. And it's very, very important that you quickly get those conditions cleared. There's going to be things that the underwriter is going to ask you for. Could be updated pay stubs, updated documentation, more clarification on where the funds for your closing is coming from, further clarification from the appraiser, from your employer. All that stuff has to be, we need to get that stuff immediately in so we don't miss your close date. Because remember, you put earnest money up and we have to hit that close date. So you want to cooperate with your loan officer and your loan processor to get that documentation in right away so you can hit that closing on time. Okay? And so after that, once we get all the documentation, the conditions sent back to the underwriter, they review that, and if everything is satisfactory, then they'll issue your clear to close, and they'll sign off on the loan, then you'll be done. And then if you're doing a USDA loan, your loan will go off to the USDA, the local state office, where they do a secondary review of the loan just to make sure everything's in alignment. So with the USDA, there's a secondary review where it actually goes to that state USDA underwriter, and they want to check off everything. And the turn times, the review times can vary based on how busy they are, the time of the year, and based on their capacity. So for USDA loans, once they're done with that review and everything's been cleared, then we can schedule, it's called a clear to close, CTC, where your loan has been issued to closing. And then the closing department will prepare the closing documents for you to go to closing. You'll receive something called the CD, which is your closing disclosure, that will allow you to review it 3 days prior to closing to know where the final terms and figures are. You'll sign that, and then that'll come back to us, and then you actually physically go to the title company where your loan is going to be closed and sign your final documentation there. Once that happens, then your loan will fund, and then you'll take the keys to the property and take possession of the home. If you're not doing a USDA loan, then if you're doing like an FHA or conventional loan, then after the underwriter issues the clear to close, then you'll go straight to clear to close and then sign your closing disclosure and then go to closing. So that's the process, whether you're doing FHA or conventional USDA, but I wanted to add this in there to make sure that you understand. One thing also, lastly, that was sent out to you is a home appreciation chart. It's got a bunch of graphs and numbers on there, and that's basically showing you your return on investment from buying a house, and how buying a home is one of the smartest things you can do with your money. Just to give you an example, I bought my house in 2012. It's 2016 now, and I paid $230,000 for my home, and today it's worth $300,000. So I've realized $70,000 in appreciation and equity in a little over 4 years, and I didn't have to go to work for that money. So that's one of the awesome things about buying a house is, so many times we get focused on, oh, I got to put the money down. But the bigger question here is what am I foregoing? What's the opportunity cost for me not buying this house? How much can it be worth in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? So you may have to put down $5,000 or $10,000 or $1,000 or whatever that number is, but that's minuscule to what the home can be worth over the long term. So that's a really important thing to think about, and that's what this chart is showing you. What your return is on, let's just say you put 3.5% down. In 5 years, that's a 369% return. You could never get that from your 401k or from the stock market. So it's literally a no-brainer to consider buying a house because of the return on investment. So check out this graph. It's really cool. It was sent to you in your email with your pre-approval. All right, guys, I'm going to send this over to you to your email, and if you have any questions, give us a call. Thank you. Bye-bye.